Alright, here we go. The second game is the winner of James Maddison. Alabama will play Ohio State in the national championship. Here we go. It's gonna hand it off and we'll get nowhere. Maybe 1 yard for Alabama. We'll get nowhere. 2nd and 10. And that's going to be a first down to the tight end, and way more, as that will be 22 yards for the tight end. Let's see, and that's an interception. Okay, well, so much for that drive, as James Maddison has been able to force turnovers all playoff long, and well, that's why they're they've been able to pull off this Cinderella run. Is here they are, as they're now in Alabama territory at the 48-yard line, and that's going to be a run for about 45 to about, yeah, between the 46 and 45. What are they going to do now? Under center. As already 36 seconds have gone off the clock to start this game. And that's going to be an interception. He's going to throw it in between. He's going to throw it between. He's going to throw it in too many, he's going to throw it in coverage, in like triple coverage. Hands it off, and that's going to be a 2-yard game for Alabama. 2nd and 8. Going to hand it off again, and we'll break tackles this time, and we'll get the first down past midfield, as now they're in James Maddison territory. Here we go. Looking. Deep throw, and that's going to be intercepted again. 2 interceptions, and we're barely a minute into the game. I really don't know what Ty Simpson's doing. Anyway, 1 yard for the running back, as that'll be 2nd and 9. Okay, we're going to hand it off again, and he'll break some tackles. Will really shoot people out, and that'll be 3rd and 3. Can they get the first down? Get into Alabama territory. They get the first down, not quite. They're at their own 46. Let's see, what can they do? Gonna get past the deep linebacker for a minute. We'll get 3, gets to the 49, adds a broken tackle, and we'll get to the 4, and is now in Alabama territory. 3rd and 3. Hitch route, gets it, gets around everyone, and that's 7 yards to the 40. This has been a defensive game so far, at least in this first quarter. So very minimal gains for both teams. But one team hasn't turned the ball over 2 times, so yeah, that's something going for James Maddison right now, as they've gotten inside the 30 now, as that's another first down. They might have just found the the formula for beating Alabama is running the ball in short passes, and that is going to be not a first down, I don't think. Yep, 3rd and inches. We'll lose a little bit. What will they do? Gonna hand it off again inside, and we'll get the first down. We'll break through all those Alabama defenders to get a first down. Looking, and that is way off. I don't know where he was throwing that. And that's going to be a 4-yard pickup, as that'll be 3rd and 6, and that'll take us to the second quarter where it's scoreless. Low-scoring game. James Maddison will get sacked, and that is going to result in probably a field goal. It's 4th and 12. What will they do? They will kick a field goal, wind blowing at 4 miles an hour, and that is good. 3-0 James Maddison. 2:50 to go in the first half. Alabama has the ball. Gonna get around him. Breaks, gets a stiff arm, and gets 16. So, okay return. Simpson gonna throw it. receiver who will get 12. First down. Alabama needs to start building a drive. Hopefully get a touchdown. But at the very least, tie the game at halftime up at least. At least get it tied up. It's only a 3-point game, surprisingly. 3rd and 4. And that's going to be a first down, and way more, as that's going to be a 14-yard catch and run. Alabama is now at the James Maddison 41. 1:58 left to go in the first half. Okay, waiting. Still under center. Has not snapped the ball yet. What are they waiting for? I don't know. There we go. They hand it off, and he's going to run it himself. Simpson is going to go out of bounds for 6. Okay. 2nd and 4. Continuing to stall. 1:47 left to go in the first half. Gonna hand it off, and we'll get the first down. Get 7. 1:36 left. Again, taking somewhat of a long time as he's going to just run it. Alright. 2nd and 9. Hands it off, and we'll lose 2, and that'll be a 3rd and 11. There we go. Throw it. First down, and we'll get 16. Minute 10 left to go in the first half. Gonna hand it off. Gets inside the 10 now. There we go. Hands it off again. And we'll get 6. Make it a 3rd and inches. Looking for it all, and we'll get it, and that'll be a first touchdown for Alabama here in this first half with 45 seconds to go as it's 7-3. King out, and we'll get 21. Looking. Sacked. 2nd and 16. Hands it off, and we'll lose 1. It's now 3rd and 17 for James Maddison. And we'll throw it into triple coverage, and we'll get the first down, it looks like. With 9 seconds left to go in the first half, James Maddison trying to do something, as he only gets 2 there, and that will do it. Halftime. Here we go, second half. 3-7, Alabama up by, is winning by 4 as they're up 3-7. 2:53 left in the third. Looking. And that's going to be a first down, barely. Taking some time to snap the ball. James Maddison. Under center. Gonna hand it off, and that was right. He handed it off right in front of the Alabama defender. I don't know what that decision was. 3rd and 20 now. They're able to get a 3rd and 17. It's now 4th and 26, and they will punt. That don't make sense, because I mean it's 4th and 26. I don't see them getting that. And that's going to be a 1-yard run. That'll make it a 3rd and inches. Gonna take it himself and get 2 yards. Okay, hands it off, and we'll get 2. 2nd and 8. 1:45 left to go in the third. Looking, and that will be a first down. That will be caught for a 24-yard catch and run. Looking. And that's a stiff arm. And that'll be 15-yard catch and run for Alabama, as now they're inside the red zone. A minute 20 left in this third quarter. There goes the running back. We'll get one. Make it a 2nd and 9. Okay. And we'll throw it. And that will be a first down, 1st and goal. Hands it off. And that'll be a touchdown. As it is 3-13. And that is, the extra point is good. 3-14 as Alabama is up by 11. Looking, 50 seconds. Stiff arm, we'll get 17. Still looking, get 2. 2nd and 8. Looking. 1st down. Out of bounds. 31 seconds left to go in the third. Still taking some time to snap the ball. And hand it off. And we'll get out of bounds for 4. 2nd and 6. And that will be a incomplete pass. So we're behind him. 3rd and 6. Hands it off again. And we'll get 2. 4th and 4. Are they going to go for it? What are they going to do? Taking their time. They might get this, but it looks like Alabama's going for an all-out blitz on this. And they're going to punt the ball. 1 second left in the third, final play of the third quarter, and that will be a loss of 1. Trying to rely on the defense. They're down 11. Alabama is up 11. And that's an interception. Okay, that's just what James Maddison needed. They needed some kind of turnover, and they need to score a touchdown. They've got 1 quarter left. They're down 11. They need to score. They hand it off, and we'll get 2. Now, the ideal start. 2nd and 8. Gonna throw it, and we'll get an interception. That might... There's still enough time, but they can't do that anymore. If Alabama can waste time here, that they need another defensive turnover. Or a punt. Like a 3 and out, as it's now 3rd down, 3rd and 2, but he's got the tight end. That will be a 17-yard catch and run. Gonna hand it off, and we'll get 7, as he broke 1 tackle, but can't break the other. 2nd and 3. This is what Alabama needed to do. Waste as much time as they've got a minute 48. Now a minute 46. They're at the James Maddison 30. A touchdown pretty much seals it. A field goal might also seal it with the amount of time they have left. I mean, anything can seal it at this point. They're gonna hand it. They're gonna do a QB draw. We'll get 4. 3rd and 6. I don't think it really matters what they do at this point, as he's sacked. Okay, well, that came a little bit too late for the James Maddison defense. That's what they should have done when they were on the other side of the field. And 5-yard, kick it, 5-mile-per-hour winds. Doesn't matter. It's a 14-point game, a minute 13 to score 14 points. Is it possible? Maybe. We all saw the Georgia-Ohio State game, so it is possible, but James Maddison has to score very quick. Looking. Still going past 35, 40, And we'll get to the 42. Yes, 42. They're on 42. That was a decent start. They need to do better though, as that's an 11. They're now in the Alabama territory. However, the clock is beginning to wind down. 37 seconds now. They gotta score probably in the next like 2 plays. And there we go. He's gotten down to the 20, but he didn't get out of bounds. And that's 21 seconds. Why didn't they take a timeout? They have 3 timeouts. He's gonna throw it and will get tackled. Why aren't they taking timeouts? What are they doing? They're wasting the time. Looking, and that will be caught. But oh, now they take the timeout when there's nothing they can do. Except for maybe score. And that does work. They do get that one in at least. And James Maddison at least scores a touchdown this game. However, that doesn't really matter. They're going for 2. They're acting like they have a chance, even though they don't. And that's game. 11-17. Weird score, but this was a weird game. Anyway, let's go to the bracket. Alright, so this is the updated bracket as the college football. As the national championship is going to be Alabama taking on Ohio State. This is somehow James Maddison made it this far.